Dinner wouldn't be the same without bread rolls, am I right? Little fluffy balls of heaven. But honestly, in my opinion, the perfect dinner roll has got to be fluffy, soft, and a little bit sweet. I'm Sebastian Register, and in today's episode of Register for Dinner, I'll be showing you how I make the perfect dinner roll. So stay tuned. Before we get started with making these dinner rolls, I wanted to introduce to you the newest member of the RFD gang. Ladies and gentlemen, meet Hendrix. Say hi to the camera, Hendrix. If you think Hendrix is adorable too, make sure you go ahead and smash that subscribe button down below, hit that little notification bell, and you too can join the RFD gang. Now let's get started. Now there's so many different types of dinner rolls out there, from the ones that have more of a hard, firmer crust to the soft, fluffy ones, which are the ones I prefer. So this recipe is pretty easy. It does take a little bit of time though. So the first step you're going to want to do is take 1 cup of all-purpose flour, and this entire recipe calls for 2.5 cups, but you're going to do this in portions. Pour that into your mixing bowl, which I have currently the paddle attachment on. You're going to take 1 envelope of RapidRise instant yeast, pour that also into the flour, and then you'll need 1/2 teaspoon of some kosher salt. Close this and just lock it in place and give it a nice little mix on low just to make sure everything's nice and well mixed together. In the meantime, while that's mixing, you can go ahead and start melting and blending together your wet ingredients. So in this bowl, I already have 1/4 cup of some cold water, and then to that I'm going to add 1/2 cup of some whole milk. Now you can use 2%, 1%, or skim milk is fine. And then I have 2 tablespoons of salted butter. Add that in, and you're going to want to place this in your microwave for 30-second increments, just until the butter has melted and the water liquid solution has become somewhat warm but not hot. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, my liquid solution has melted and it's not hot to the touch, but it is fairly warm. So I'm going ahead and pour this into your mixing bowl with the flour. And you're going to want to let this go for about 2 minutes. After 2 minutes, I'm going to add another 1/2 cup of the all-purpose flour to the bowl. And you're just going to want to keep doing this in 2-minute increments until it starts to form like a little ball. And then we'll replace the attachment. Ladies and gentlemen, I made a slight error. I completely forgot to add the honey to the liquid mixture, but you want to make sure you do that. But we'll go ahead and see how this turns out. So I'll just add this into the bowl as well. I'm not sweating it. See, even I make mistakes here on Register for Dinner. Alright, see? The honey's mixing in just fine. We're good here. We're good. Alright, I would say it's been about 2 minutes or so. So I'm going to ahead and add another 1/2 cup of flour. And this recipe will call for anywhere between 2 1/4 to 2.5 cups of flour. So you're just going to want to kind of do it just to the eye. And once it starts to form the ball, if you have a little bit of flour left over in your bowl, don't sweat it. You're fine. I would discard it and just stay with what you got. Alright, what I'm going to quickly do is I'm going to turn it off, open it up, and I'm just going to scrape the sides just to kind of help it out to make sure that all the ingredients are evenly being blended together. Close it back, lock it in place, and turn it back on. Alright, I think we can start adding the rest of this flour. So she's starting to come together. I wish you guys could see inside this bowl, but you can see that the dough is stopping from sticking to the walls and is starting to really attach to the paddle. Alright, so this has been going in total for about 5 or 6 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and turn it off because the dough has pretty much formed to the paddle, which is what you're looking for. Scrape off the dough back into the bowl. And what we're going to want to do now is we're going to want to replace the paddle with a dough hook. Alright. Take off this attachment, we don't no longer need that, and we're going to use our dough hook. Lock that into place, and you're going to want to knead this for about 6 to 8 minutes until the dough becomes elastic and kind of springs back when you touch it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this has been kneading for about 7 minutes, and I'm going to go ahead now and turn it off. Open up the lid. I'm going to detach this hook from the mixer, if I can figure it out. And then I'm going to take the dough off the hook. And like I said, what we're looking for is we're looking for elasticity. When we press on it with 2 fingers, you want the dough to be kind of springy and bounce back at you. So let's see if we've got that. Oh yeah. You can see, I don't know if the camera's pushing it or is picking it up, but you can see that when I push on it, it does bounce back into its shape. So this is pretty much good. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to place it back into the mixing bowl, and you're going to want to cover this and let it rest for about 10 minutes. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, the 10 minutes is up, so now it's time to remove your dough from the mixing bowl. I'm going to go ahead and place it onto a lightly floured surface, which I'm just using my countertop. And then what I'm gonna wanna do now is I'm gonna wanna cut this into, it should make roughly anywhere from 10 to 12 good sized dinner rolls, but you're gonna wanna pre-portion them out and to make sure that all the sizes are even. All right. And now with your hand, you're just gonna wanna roll these into perfect little balls. And then in this pan, I have a cast iron pan that is lightly greased. And you're just gonna wanna gently sit them inside. All right, as you can see, I have my dinner rolls in the cast iron. And I'm again gonna cover it with a towel. But you're gonna wanna rest this in a warm area for about 30 minutes or until the dough, like I said, has doubled in size. So I'm gonna place this on top of my stove because I have my oven turned on. All right, after 30 minutes, your dough should be looking like this. You can see that it really has doubled in size, almost tripled, but now it's time to place in the oven, which I have set at 375 degrees for about 20 minutes or until the tops start to get a nice golden brown color. Now those look perfect and I can't wait to try one. But we're not done just yet. So now we've got to make the topping for the dinner rolls, which is going to be a honey butter mixture. So I have 4 tablespoons of salted butter, and I also have a tablespoon and a half of some honey. And I'm going to go ahead and pour these both into the bowl. And we're going to pop this in the microwave for about 30 seconds until the butter has melted. Perfect, the butter is melted. Give it a quick stir to mix the honey and the butter together. And using a brush, I'm just gonna start slathering on this honey butter on top of your dinner rolls. Oh my goodness, these look so good. These look incredible. And I'm gonna finish it off with just a very, very light sprinkle of some kosher salt. And there you guys have it, the perfect dinner rolls. All right, let's really see how fluffy these bread rolls are. Oh man. Look at that. Perfect. Oh man. Oh, they smell good. That honey really comes through. Oh my God. Exactly how I like my dinner rolls. Light, fluffy, and sweet. Thank you guys so much for watching yet another episode of Register for Dinner. I'm your host, Sebastian Register, and if you enjoyed today's video, can't wait for us to cook or bake something else up, make sure you smash that like button, comment below, and subscribe. But until next time, stay hungry, my friends. I'm gonna finish these.